Imagine being hidden from the modern world. Deep within the heart of the American Southwest, there is a land carved by water, shaped by time, and hidden from the modern world. A labyrinth of stone and shadow, vast enough to swallow cities whole. This is the Grand Canyon, one of Earth's great wonders, and home to one of America's most isolated communities. Far below the rim, 8 miles from the nearest road, lies a small village. No cars, no highways, just trails of dust and stone. This is Supai. Population: fewer than 500. The most remote town in the United States. For centuries, Supai has remained hidden in plain sight. Protected by the canyon walls, sustained by turquoise waters, and shielded from the relentless march of modernity. Here, life follows rhythms long forgotten elsewhere, where the mail is still carried by mule, and where the people live in a world both ancient and fragile. This documentary is a journey into that world. We will uncover the story of Supai, its people, its struggles, and its fight to preserve a way of life that has endured for nearly 1,000 years. But what does it mean to be cut off? To live where there are no roads, no supermarkets, no hospitals within reach. In a nation defined by speed and connection, Supai stands apart. It is a village that reveals not only the resilience of its people, but also the costs of isolation. The Havasupai, the people of the blue-green waters, have lived here for nearly a millennium. This canyon was not simply their home, it was their fortress. Its walls kept out invaders. Its waters nourished their crops. But history would test them. Settlers, miners, and the expansion of the United States government reduced their land, until only a fraction remained. Today, Supai is not just a village. It is a story of survival. A community balancing between the pull of tradition and the pressures of the modern world. To understand this story, we must go back to the beginning. To the people who first walked into this canyon, and carved a life from stone and water. This is the story of Supai, America's last frontier. The Havasupai called themselves the Havasu Baja, the people of the blue-green waters. For generations, they cultivated gardens along the floodplains. Corn, beans, and squash, the three sisters of native agriculture, thrived in the rich soil washed down by seasonal rains. In 1882, the federal government restricted their homeland to just 518 acres, less than 1% of their ancestral territory. The Havasupai, once spread across 188,000 acres, were confined to a fraction of their home. They lost their hunting grounds. Their farmlands on the rim were taken. The canyon remained, but the vast world around it slipped from their grasp. Despite the restrictions, the Havasupai endured. In 1919, the Grand Canyon became a national park. Tourists poured in. Yet, against all odds, the Havasupai refused to leave. Supai became their last refuge. In 1975, they reclaimed 185,000 acres of their ancestral plateau. A victory long overdue. Yet Supai remained the heart of their world. Supai is the only community in America where mail is still delivered by pack animal. Letters, groceries, even medicine travel the same trail as they did a century ago. At the heart of Supai is a small school. Fewer than 100 children study here, learning not only English and math, but the traditions of their people. The turquoise waters of Havasu Falls bring thousands of visitors each year. Tourism funds Supai's economy, but also tests its boundaries. Through evening songs and ceremonies, traditions remain unbroken. Supai's isolation preserves them, even as it magnifies every hardship. In 2008, a flood ripped through Supai, destroying homes and fields. Families fled by helicopter. For the Havasupai, the canyon can give life, or take it away. The nearest hospital lies hours away by helicopter. When the weather turns, even that lifeline vanishes. Food is costly. Every item is carried in. Prices double what they are on the rim. Families stretch each meal, relying on small gardens and each other. High school takes children away from the canyon. Some never return. Others do, carrying back the balance between two worlds. The canyon gives life. Sometimes it takes. But it is theirs, and they will never leave it. Supai is a village suspended between two worlds. One, ancient and unbroken, rooted in land, language, and tradition. The other, modern and restless, pressing in through technology, tourism, and the voices of its young people. The question for Supai's future is simple, yet complex. How can a community remain itself, when the world around it is changing so fast. Tourism is now the lifeblood of Supai. Each year, thousands of hikers and campers descend into the canyon, drawn by the luminous waterfalls. Their presence brings money, but also challenges. For the Havasupai, tourism is double-edged. It funds schools, infrastructure, and jobs. Yet it also brings waste, disruption, and the strain of outsiders treating sacred places as playgrounds. In recent years, even Supai has felt the pull of technology. Solar panels power homes. Satellite dishes connect the village to the internet. For the first time in history, Supai's youth can reach the outside world, without leaving the canyon. For some, this means opportunity, online education, business, and a voice beyond the canyon walls. For others, it brings distraction and a slow erosion of tradition. A new generation is rising, one that carries both the songs of its ancestors and the tools of the digital age. The future of Supai will not be simple. The canyon is both sanctuary and challenge. Tourism, technology, and climate change will all test this fragile balance. Yet the Havasupai have survived centuries of change before, and they endure still. In every mule train carrying supplies, in every child learning both English and Havasupai, in every drumbeat echoing across the canyon, there is a future being written. A future that belongs not to the outside world, but to the people of the blue-green waters. In a canyon carved by time itself, the people of Supai remain. Isolated, yes, but never forgotten. Their story is not one of disappearance, but of endurance. For nearly 1,000 years, they have lived with the land, shaped by its beauty, tested by its storms. Supai is more than America's most isolated town. It is proof of resilience. A reminder that survival is not only about what we have, but about what we hold on to. In every drop of turquoise water, there is memory. In every drumbeat, there is continuity. In every child's voice, there is tomorrow. Supai endures, not because it resists change, but because it remembers who it is. In the silence of the Grand Canyon, the people of the blue-green waters continue their story. Supai, America's last frontier.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more stories like this.